All right, here we are for another deep dive. Today, we're trying something a little different. We're zooming in on just one day, June 7th, 2025, and we're going to quickly unpack the key intelligence reports, news sources from just that 24-hour window. So the mission is pretty simple. Pull out the most important stuff, the key insights from this stack here, just so you get a really sharp snapshot of what was going on globally and, here at home. Fast.
Yeah, looking at just one day like this, it really gives you a feel for the sheer volume and the variety of things happening all at once. It's like a dense slice of global activity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shows how different stories, conflict zones, courtrooms, even sports, they're all unfolding simultaneously and, often reflecting these bigger trends.
Exactly. And these sources, they cover a lot of ground. So let's just jump right in, maybe start internationally, because June 7th, well, it saw quite a bit happening out there.
It certainly did. On the conflict front, reports kept focusing on Gaza, sources noting ongoing Israeli operations there. And there was specific reporting, quite somber, around efforts to recover hostages' bodies. It really highlights the tragic human cost we keep seeing in the coverage.
And Ukraine, of course, still very prominent. A big point from the reports was a Ukrainian Air Force shootdown, a Russian Su-35 fighter jet. One source detailed it happening over Kursk Oblast, that's inside Russia, which, some reports really flagged as, notable. Suggests maybe evolving Ukrainian capabilities, targeting beyond their borders.
Right, that specific location, Kursk Oblast, that was definitely highlighted as militarily significant in a few reports. And we also saw continued Russian activity, of course. Drone strikes, places like Priluki, Kharkiv, tragically causing casualties, according to one source. It just reminds you the kinetic stuff persists, on multiple fronts.
Shifting gears a bit, away from direct conflict. The day's reports also caught some moments of political instability. In Colombia, for instance, a really serious incident. A senator, who's also running for president, was shot, wounded during a campaign rally in Bogota.
Yeah, sources immediately framed that event as, raising urgent concerns, understandably, concerns about this security situation there leading up to their election and how it could potentially impact the whole political landscape, voter safety, that sort of thing.
And a different kind of political tension, this one flagged in Hungary. A source reported Budapest police denied the permit for the upcoming Pride event. And reports link this directly to a recent government ban on those kinds of gatherings. Sort of underscores that ongoing political and social friction there.
One slightly unusual thing that stood out just for a single day's reporting was prison security issues, or maybe the lack of it. Multiple separate prison escapes, reported in both Pakistan and Indonesia, on the same day, June 7th. Prisoners getting out, including some linked to armed groups, apparently. And sources noted casualties, too, among prisoners and staff.
Yeah.
Suggests they were, pretty violent breakouts.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot from around the world for just 24 hours. Okay, let's pivot now. Let's talk United States. Because the sources had plenty shaping the domestic picture on June 7th, too. And one piece of news, this is set to have massive ripple effects, right? Especially if you follow college sports, a major federal court development.
Absolutely pivotal, yeah. A federal judge approved a $2.8 billion antitrust settlement. But what the sources really stressed wasn't just the money, although that covers back damages. It's the fundamental change it forces, allowing colleges to directly pay athletes through licensing deals. This basically dismantles the whole NCAA amateurism model, as we've known it for, forever.
That is huge. Potentially completely reshaping college athletics, the whole university-athlete relationship for decades. Okay, what else was prominent in the U.S. reports for that day?
Well, ongoing political narratives kept popping up. Sources highlighted the continued public, frankly, the feud, right, between figures like Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Seems to be a recurring topic of interest in the discussions the reports captured.
Right. And immigration. That was also a key focus area. Sources mentioned clashes starting up again in Los Angeles. Expanded IC actions apparently leading to new protests. One report noted the National Guard was reportedly deployed in some areas amidst all that tension.
And economically, the May jobs report dropped, indicated employers added 139,000 jobs. Which is, a key data point for understanding where the economy is at, according to the analysis. And then literally shaping the environment. Severe weather sweeping across the country. Over 40 million Americans under weather alerts based on national reports. Quite something.
And finally, the day wasn't just conflict and policy. The sources also caught some moments of, significant achievement.
Indeed, yeah. In sports, Coco Gauff, she secured her first French Open title. beat Aryna Sabalenka in the women's final. A huge milestone for her career. Obviously got prominent coverage. And in legal news, jury deliberations are underway.
Yeah.
That high-profile Harvey Weinstein case. While coverage also kept tracking the ongoing developments around Sean Diddy Combs, as reported pretty widely.
So, okay, looking back at this one day, June 7, 2025, it's packed. We've seen everything. Ongoing international conflicts, political violence, then this truly seismic shift approved for college sports. Significant domestic tensions around immigration, key economic data, severe weather hitting millions, plus major legal cases and a Grand Slam win. All in one day.
It is. It's a remarkably dense snapshot of the world in just 24 hours. And maybe the final thought to leave you with, kind of drawn from seeing all these reports side by side, is this. Just consider how these, seemingly separate things, a political shooting in Colombia, a fundamental change in how college athletes get paid, those prison escapes happening globally, a tennis victory, how they all add up to this incredibly complex, multi-layered reality of the world on any given day.
Yeah.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much are these events that seem so unconnected? How much are they actually influencing each other or connected in ways we just don't see right away?
That's a really powerful question to think about. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into June 7th, 2025. Definitely keep mulling over those connections.